I've been busy folding many, many flags. It's the Vocal Minority Podcast.
That's not how you do that. It's gonna crease.
How do you do it without creasing? Hey, come on.
Roll it.
Roll it gently. Yes. Tony.
Oh, good Lord. Who's got time for that?
Is your voice?
Well, we want them to look good later. Come on. You think we have money
When?
for more flags?
Look good later.
Nations
when?
League, Women's World Cup,
What if
Olympic
Nepal makes it?
qualifications match.
Yeah.
Come on, Duncan. Big
What if
matches are
Nepal
coming.
makes it, though?
If Nepal makes it, we can restore more flags, Tony.
Exactly.
Flag jokes.
Yeah, but how are you going to roll it, though?
Gently.
Like a croissant.
Like a croissant. Like a croissant, Tony. Like two croissants stuck
And
together.
ladies?
Oh, Mark knows where I'm going with that.
I know where I'm going. Yeah. 100%.
Exactly.
If you
I like my flags presented as stylish, like geese and stuff, like you would at a resort. Like, you know, when you come back to your,
I am not doing your flag like an origami swan. Fuck you.
yeah, like when you come back to your room and they've made you an animal out of your
Right.
pelt.
Right, yep,
Oh,
gotcha.
look.
Know what you're talking about, yep.
flag crab.
Oh, don't get
fear
flag
is-
crabs.
No,
Oh, you don't-
yeah.
you don't
The-
feed off
No,
the flag.
no,
Yeah.
man.
The
Those things
Martinique-
travel. So
Yeah. The Martinique flag obviously made into a snake. Clearly.
True.
Ovs.
True.
All right, let's move on.
Mm.
So, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Vocal Minority Podcast, the podcast that wishes you a very merry off season, because it's still the off season, and by the time we're back, it'll still be the off season, but things will have happened. Apparently, allegedly, we'll see. On this week's show, we look back at a fantastic final weekend in the land of the World Cup. Goddamn. Discuss the latest moves from TFC. Ooh, moves are happening. Celebrate a union victory. Fuck yeah. Look ahead, sure, to the new MLS season and more. And now to this week's panel. Waiting for Toronto to sign a proper villain. Welcome to Duncan Fletcher.
Is it the off season? When is it the off season? Why can't it be the off season now? I want it to be the off season. Can't we stop?
In like 2 hours, yeah. You'll be fine. You can do it. I have faith in you.
I'm tired.
You're always tired. You were born tired.
True.
It's a lot of traveling when you're born.
It's true. Still waiting for Santa to bring him a loom. Say hello to Mark Hinkley.
I keep clearing the space every fucking year, and it's just, you know, there's no space this year, so it's probably coming. You know, just. I mean,
Just
I
show
don't
up in the hallway.
I'm not. I don't want to be the guy that calls Santa a dick, but I'm thinking about it, and I want everyone to know that.
It would be quite the irony if, to make room for your loom, you had to get rid of all your scarves and shirts and general soccer stuff you've collected so far, just to be able to create room for the loom. That's a sweet irony.
The thought of that.
Cruel.
I'm
that
glad
literally just like hurt a little bit. Just
I'm
hearing
glad
those
we do
words.
this remotely, Duncan. I'd ask you to leave if this was in person, but
Holy
I think you're
shit.
okay. I think you're
You
safe.
would have had a carrot thrown at you, Duncan. Like you'd never had a carrot thrown at
I
you
don't
before.
throw carrot. Oh, he'd be safe.
But
That would
you,
have sailed
but you
way
would
over,
have.
way over his head. I would have hit the ceiling. It would have stuck, and it would have been like, "You see that up there, Dunk? That could have been you." And you feel
years
zero
from
threat
now, I'd be
whatsoever.
like, "What's that orange on your ceiling, Kristin? That's the carrot. I
Yeah.
can't get it out. It's forever fused into the ceiling."
Mark was so pissed at Duncan at one time. Oh, jeez.
All he wants is for TFC to sign someone with a fun name. It's Tony Walsh.
Well, it would make this job easier.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Player to
thinking-
watch, same one every week.
Johnny Tits. I mean,
Oh, that guy.
I'm assuming that would be his name.
He's totally the tits, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Love that guy.
He has a bad match. He's gone tits up.
The number
Okay,
of
someone
shirts that
needs
would have
to-
sold.
Someone needs to make this happen. I'm on board with this.
He wears number 8.
Why wouldn't he wear two?
Well, because if sideways, they look like boobs.
Exactly.
Oh, that's fair. Boobs of eternity.
How many random academy kids get promoted up to TFC every year? Surely, put a little bit of money out there. One of them is going to be good to change their name for the notoriety.
Just legally change your name by whatever poll or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. Or persuade them by letting them get a little bit of a cut from the jersey sales. Because, and there you go, right? You've doubled your salary. All you had to do was change your name.
Or the pool which Brazilian players are named, they got to be running out.
Yeah,
that's true. That is very
has got to be just
yes.
right there soon. So,
Coquinho.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Testicles.
Testicles.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
what a wizard on the balls.
Oh yes. Yes.
Ralph. Has there been a Ralph in? Have they got as far as Fred? Come on, let's go, Ralph. I want a Brazilian Ralph.
So many friends.
Anyway,
Have we started
as for
the
me, no,
Sort of.
I'm trying to finish the
getting
intros.
there.
Believe it or not. As for me, I'm still waiting for the Bill Hamid announcement. Still waiting.
Anytime.
Anytime now. Like anytime. I'm your host, Kristin Knowles, and now to our show. All right. Well, first up, it is, of course, what's been happening. And we have to start. Well, actually, all we're going to talk about in the what's been happening is the World Cup, because what else are we going to talk about? It was the World Cup. What a great final weekend. Holy fuck. It was fantastic. Do we even want to talk about the third place match? Like, I guess we could. It happened.
It happened.
It was
Congrats.
good.
You know what? It was a good match. And I felt bad for Morocco because they were so clearly just done. They were just so spent. But like, it was still a decent match. Like, that wasn't a poor match to watch.
No,
Croatia just had more. And
it was generally more entertaining than most of Morocco and Croatia's games.
yes.
When they were all, fully digging in for the 0-0s and 1-1s. I mean, lots of drama to those games, and fair play, 100%. Absolutely go out there and do what you got to do to win games, things. But, they weren't fun games specifically. They were earlier ones. This one was more fun. Fun's overrated when you've actually got something to play for. Absolutely. But
True.
This was more fun than the other games. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was definitely that was worth the time for sure. But honestly, all anybody is going to remember is that final. Holy fuck.
I forgot there was a whole other tournament, to be honest with you.
Right? Basically almost the entire tournament is
Backstory.
blanked out because of that match.
Yeah.
So I ask you this question.
What a genuinely
Yeah,
awesome
well,
time for that to happen.
False.
17.
Oh
No.
you might be- Oh man.
Final ever or
Green.
greatest final ever?
Well,
Because I feel like
no.
it's kind of an undisputed.
Wow.
Go on.
No,
Show
what
your
was
work.
No, what was the question? You paused, you held, and then it died out, and we were like, "This is amazing! You couldn't have
Oh
orchestrated
no,
it
seriously?
better." Yeah,
Yeah. I pose
I
you
thought
this
that-
question.
I thought Duncan was just being contrary.
no, we were could not. This is incredible. The silence was just delightful. I might leave it all in. I don't know. I'm lazy. I'm on
Oh
holidays.
my god.
But-
All right.
Yeah. What was the question? And try to go faster from that,
So the
that
question
comma,
was,
because
the
that if
question
we do
is,
that again, that we end the show. No
okay, the
pressure.
question,
Mm.
the greatest final ever or the greatest final ever? Because
Oh.
is there any dispute over that match being given that title?
I can't.
Like, yeah, I
Go
can't say
ahead,
I've
Tony.
seen them all, but yeah,
I've
recently,
seen a lot of them.
great match. I haven't seen. I cannot remember a final. Like, remember watching a final prior to 90.
Fair.
I can't. I'm not that much older than you. Come on now.
What? Well, you can tell me all about the 86 final.
Well, when a mama team and a daddy team love each other very much, they make a soccer game.
I feel like Argentina went ahead.
Argentina led
really
West Germany into a
West
match.
Germany came back and the European team came back late and tied it up. But then it's like Argentina then actually won it in extra time. So it was almost very, very similar to this one.
Indeed.
This one had more. Yes, I cannot remember a final of better than that. Yeah, I mean, obviously 1966 had everything.
Obviously.
Uh-huh.
But like, goddamn, like that.
I think what's crazy to me is that I kind of had the question put to me like, who do you want to win? I go, honestly,
Messi.
It's Messi or France. I don't care. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And just the way the game completely unfolded is like at 3-3, I genuinely was happy because it didn't matter. The outcome would not have mattered because both heroes showed the absolute fuck up. And anybody, it would have been unfortunate that Messi didn't win the World Cup, but Mbappe scored a hat trick. And it would have been unfortunate if Mbappe didn't win because he scored a hat trick, but Messi proved that he was the absolute fucking greatest right there. Big time Charlie, the thing that I was trying to make happen. That he big time Charlie. And but just the way that it unfolded, the story of the match, how the goals went in, when the goals went in. I did find it funny, in almost a little bit of Schadenfreude, the idea that Angel Di Maria came off the pitch, and by the time he sat down, it was tied. It felt like he just got off, and then 2 goals went in. It's like you're like the only guy who can actually say, back in my day, we were winning.
Yeah, at the time when he came off, it was like, what? Yeah.
And the idea that he was a World Cup goal scorer in the final, and all that was going to be taken away, it was just. I don't know. I found that really, really funny for Di Maria. I like him, but it was just like, that's just a bit of tragedy, hilarious tragedy right there. But honestly, just the way that, and even then it was it wasn't, I feel like these finals tend to be somebody gets really passive, park the bus, very cautious, fluky goal. And it was just breakneck the entire time. To be fair, Argentina were playing France off the park for about the first 70 minutes, and then they figured out that they were in a game and joined the game.
I don't know, the electrolytes they got, I don't know, whatever flu medication. I have no idea. Something finally kicked in.
They were on a smoke break.
That first half, it was like, who is this France team? I was happy that Argentina was winning, but in my head I was like, not like this.
Yeah, when are you going to show up? And then
this isn't what I don't want this. I don't want a tepid, flaccid, limp baguette of a French team out there. What the fuck? Who are you people? First half substitutions. What is happening? Because nothing was happening, and then suddenly everything was happening, and it was glorious. This match.
It might have been the best game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I
feel like we've just talked right just then about how the first 70 minutes was pretty much nothing going on really, and one team was clearly that much superior.
No, nothing from France going on.
Happening. It was a very good last 20 minutes extra time and penalties and what have you, but then for a World Cup final, still sure, best match I've ever seen. Well, that first 70 minutes happened.
I know. And I understand. As soon as you started in, Doug, I knew exactly where you were dissecting this. I totally get it. But in the concept of a complete work of art, in the sense of they kicked off at 0 and ended with a trophy. Just from the drama of, these guys, I can't believe they're still fucking in this. And then all of a sudden, I'm literally within almost a minute of actual time. It went from 2-0, how the fuck are you guys even in this game, to 2-2, game the fuck on. And it was crazy.
Yes.
But it was But also too, like, I feel like it wasn't even, I don't even think it was that France was particularly bad. It's just that Argentina kind of had their number. And I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if it was one or two subs. I don't know if it's a particular sub. I don't know if the manager said a thing and they all went, oh, and they all like all of a sudden remembered what to do. But given that they showed up and made a massive, massive fucking run to this thing, kind of excuses the first 70 minutes for me. It's part, like, if France was awesome for those 70 minutes and ultimately tied it up later just from being like, eventually Argentina collapsed from the pressure, you know, the drama of it would have played out much differently. But given that they looked like they were just had no solution for Argentina, and then all of a sudden solution showed up and Mbappe showed up. But that second goal is fucking incredible.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Just fucking, like, I feel like the game is made better by that 70 minutes of from France. It really is made better.
Okay.
Like, from a skill set wise, like, for the whole match, yes, it was not it was a bit frustrating if you're a French supporter, without question. Very frustrating. But from a full piece, like, say, like a film, it was a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned.
Fair enough.
Tony?
It was fun.
Come on.
Tony didn't even watch the fucking game. Look at this.
No, I mean, I don't know what could be said that it hasn't been said.
I know.
Already. I mean, yeah, it was like,
I don't know what can be said, Tony.
From a purely neutral point of view, I mean, you couldn't really ask for more. I'm still, you know me. Penalty kicks deciders are not my favorite thing in the world.
No, of course not.
But no, I mean, it was fantastic. It was without real controversy from like an officiating point of view, which is good. There was no like, I mean, there was the ass on the ass and hand on the offside. That ass no. But yeah, I mean, overall, there was nothing that anyone was really like like France didn't, I don't think, left feeling like they were robbed or anything in any way. So, and you know, from a narrative point of view, we couldn't ask for more. The great match, handing over of the mantle, well, almost to Mbappe, really, and then but Messi still getting the dream result. Yeah, I mean,
I think that's actually a really good thing to sort of like touch on, and I that's why I put both like Messi and Mbappe in the rundown. Is that obviously Messi? Well, we'll talk about cements his status as the GOAT, I think, but also this almost coronation of Mbappe as the future, because we already, for the last however many years, like 2, 3 years, 4 years, everyone's been watching this kid anyway because he's insanely talented. And seems like a good person, all those things, whatever, but he's just so much fucking fun to watch on the football pitch. And to have a performance like that in a losing match, but not look like, to do everything right, to have those goals, to be, one of the players who, again, you can't take your eyes from, to have a match like that in which your team loses, but you still come out looking spectacular. Like there's no hate on this kid, and there shouldn't be hate on those two young men who had, missed and had their penalty saved. And that's just repugnant behavior from those that are doing it. You all suck, you fucking racists. But he's just great. And yeah, for much of the match, like even when Argentina were up 2-0, like France still paying bad, but still keeping in the match, right? Like they obviously were not out of it, right? So I like the Messi versus Mbappe thing, and I love everyone being like, "Man, PSG practice is going to be something," like that's hilarious. Yeah, I love this match, and yeah, I would have been happy really either way. And again, we talked about this last week. You had the great storylines, the Mbappe and France repeating, Messi finally winning. There was just so much to recommend, and then they threw all that down, like added extra time actually being exciting as opposed to a slog to get to penalties.
That is a change, especially in a final. It's like something on the line. Like there's been a lot of fucking back and forth, and even after like France had tied it up, there was still like chances at either side. So, all right, this doesn't happen.
Oh yeah, last minute save by Martinez to force it. Like they were not. No one was laying down in this. No one was playing for penalties. They wanted to fucking win the match, which. Yeah, in the modern game, you don't see that a lot. This was great. I love this game. I'm thrilled for Messi personally, just because I just wanted him to fucking win. I just wanted it to be done. Just wanted him to win, so we don't have to have this conversation anymore.
You talk about all this talk of the Messi and Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain and everything. Isn't Jonathan David still outscoring both of them in the French league right now?
Who?
They're big time Charlies.
Is that a real player? I don't.
Maybe not actually right now.
Sounds suspicious.
It was for a while, but maybe not anymore. But,
yes, no, I actually don't know. I haven't looked at his stats, but he was for a while. Actually, absolutely.
Currently, Mbappe has sort of 12. Neymar has 11. David's got 9. Messi's only got 7. But he was leading the league for a while, but not anymore. But anyway, talk about big time Charlies. Yeah, they'll show up this, but just for the regular league season. So.
Useless. All right, so Messi, greatest of all time, or no? Is Pele still the pinnacle?
Greatest, I feel he's the greatest of all time for people who also think that British football started in 1992.
It did, and you're right.
Oh, why? Go on, show your work.
Okay, I'm not saying in any way he's not a spectacular player.
I'm not like attack this. I'm curious as
one
to
of the best of all time. I just feel that it's a absolute apples and oranges of 140 years of professional organized football, and like the players of the past who were truly greats had no television coverage, no social media coverage, played a lot less matches, so their numbers are not in line with modern day players. A truly all-time great, yes. I don't know how you call quite anyone the greatest of all time because it's so hard to compare eras.
Yeah, I'm sort of in that same vein. The way I put it is he the greatest of all time? No, but he's now definitely on that pantheon. Like he's earned his right into the pantheon of great players.
Yes.
And to say, like, to put him, like, it is kind of an apples and oranges comparison. It really is. That so much of the game is very different than it was when Pele played, than when Maradona was playing. Like, enough of it has changed, for better, for worse. Mm-hmm. And the thing is too, is like, I always kind of felt like the reason why Messi was probably never going to win a World Cup is because he's not surrounded by players at Barcelona. Like, when you're at Barcelona, the guys at Barcelona would make me look like, he's not that shit of a midfielder. Like, that's how good they are, that I would look not shit. That's the talent that they are. But him being around players at Barcelona, making each other look like the world killers that they are and were. Going to Argentina, not exactly surrounded by 10 other people who are Barcelona caliber. So that was always going to be a tough thing for him to kind of sort of, I don't want to say it's up to him to elevate them, but he's kind of the midfielder. So if he's going to get results, he's going to have to do some of that heavy lifting. And I genuinely didn't think it was going to happen. If it didn't happen early in his career, I did not think it was going to happen near the end of his career. But here we are. And the fact that he led them to this, that gets him permanent membership into that, like I said, into that pantheon, into that Mount Rushmore of faces carved in stone on the side of a mountain in the middle of North Dakota. South Dakota. You know what I mean? Is he the greatest? No, I don't think so. Is he one of the greatest? Absolutely. No question.
So then who's the greatest?
Pele.
We don't know, do we? That's the whole point of this
Well,
thing.
this
We
is-
can't
this-
compare things.
Right. Well, this is what I'm saying. If he's not the greatest, then who is? And then can you actually call anybody the greatest?
No.
Because most people would say Pele, Maradona, or Messi. If you ask them, if you're a soccer fan,
I just
watched
like
the
that
game for a long
Cristiano
time.
Ronaldo's not in this conversation anymore. He's left
That
the
fucking
chat.
rapist? Absolutely not.
Get the fuck out.
That is delightful. That's probably one of my favorite parts about it. Nice that Messi did what he did and that he won this. But let's compare it to what Ronaldo did in this tournament, which was, score a
Substitute.
penalty, not much else, get benched, cry.
Have his hair hit the ball and claim a goal.
Yeah.
No,
As
but like
opposed to Messi do this, and end up wearing a silly robe with all the trophies.
True. Part of my wanting Messi to win that, a very small part, was finally we can put some much deserved and needed separation between Messi and Ronaldo. Like that's he's now a full fucking rank away from him forever.
Yes. It's delightful. One of my favorite parts about this tournament, in fact.
And again, the whole apples to oranges comparison, like one versus the other.
Mm-hmm.
My tiebreaker is cultural barriers broken. Like my parents knew who the fuck Pele was. They might be able to say Maradona, but they definitely knew who Pele was. Pele was to me, like that's the thing that separates, is that Pele made soccer. Oh, there's stars in this, like, which is absurd. This is absurd to the four of us. I know this, but for non-soccer people 30, 40, 50 years ago, they all knew who the fuck he was. And that's massive.
It's not breaking. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I know what you're going to say. But I mean, we could wait.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, what you know what I'm going to say?
But
Talking
Tesha
about,
like a daily?
No. Nothing about no.
Sorry.
No. You're talking about like your parents knowing who Pele was, but for me, for this World Cup, because again, like, I started playing soccer when I was 8, 9 years old. My dad signed me up for soccer because it was cheap, and he wanted, I was sporty, and it was a summer sport that he could enroll us in. Like, my dad didn't know soccer. My dad didn't get into so passionate about it, and I wouldn't shut up about it. Dropped all other sports for it. But my mom's not into sports. She watches tennis. She likes tennis mostly because I think she finds it soothing. But my mom's not a sporty person. My stepfather, more active. He's a little more into sports. But again, like if I go home, if I go to BC, I go to Prince George and I visit my mom and my stepdad, they're not, I'm going to be like, the game is on, and they're not going to have a clue as to what I'm talking about, or be like, oh, sure, let's all sit around and watch this or whatever. Maybe they'll indulge me, with the Olympics or that kind of thing, but they're not sporty people and they do not care about soccer. They went to a watch party for the final. So
crazy.
BC, early in the morning, they got up, went to a friend's house to watch the final with other people in a festive arena because of the
hype,
the hype around this match, around this tournament. Again, I'd been talking about it obviously on our family Zooms constantly. Obviously, when Canada was in, I was literally sending them the schedules. This is what time it is in your time zone when this match is on. Here are the channels. Here are how you watch it. Like, I was very adamant that everybody in my family fucking watch these matches. But out of the blue on Saturday, talking to my mom and my brothers. And my mom was like, "Oh yeah, we're going to a watch party for the final." And like all three of us literally like were just staring at my mother like she'd grown another head, because these are foreign words that we were like, what? Who? What? Sorry, what? Like it was. So this, to me, I'm not saying they're going to suddenly keep watching all the time, but that was how big this particular match was, that even my mother, who does not care about this stuff, went out of her way to leave her home and go spend time with other people to watch this match.
I feel like, and this is no slight to your parents, and whatever got them to watch the game, fantastic, because they saw a fucking masterpiece. They really did.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of put that toward kind of around the whole getting together and watching the Super Bowl with people who don't watch fucking football, NFL. And I've known people all the fucking time where I get invited over to their house or the parents' house or somebody's house, and the game is on and I'm literally the only person watching it, and they all shut up when the commercials hit. That happened more than once. He knows who he is. My point is that like hype will draw you in, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong, because this game leading into the game was all worth the hype, and then it even over delivered on the hype.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's fantastic. But will your familials know Lionel Messi 6 years from now? Will they know that name?
Yes.
This is what I mean though, right? Like with Pele, my dad would only be able to tell you he played for Brazil. That's it. I don't even know if he could recognize him. I don't know if he's ever watched him play or kick a ball, but he knew. And that's the cultural transcendence. But mind you, he was kind of like the one that broke it open, at least in North America. Whereas that's been open since then. But like even my mom's watched the game. I think it had a lot to do with the fact of the hooting and hollering of the four of us that were watching in the living room. And she tuned in when it was 2-0. And I thought,
oh wow,
really could not have timed that any fucking better.
Wow, that's good on her.
Like, and she loved it. She thought it was she's the only thing I watch is tennis. She does, which is strange because she doesn't sports.
So your mom and my mom should hang out, is what you're saying?
Possibly. She doesn't sports, but she watches shows. It was amazing. That was incredible. I'm like it's kind of one of those things like when your friends are into music and there's this amazing song that you need to hear, and 99% of the time it's just a song that they absolutely love and it's not gonna like resonate with you at all. And this was that 1% time where it's like, oh my God, this is gonna change your life if you hear it. Kind of like that. Like we're soccer people. We tell as soccer people, non-soccer people, if you can watch this game, watch it. Oh, sure. How good could it have been? It's kind of like that, right? But this was. I'm glad your parents got up and had communal breakfast to go watch one of the greatest finals that will probably ever be played.
Yeah.
All I know
Me
is
too. I'm thrilled.
Pele beat the Nazis.
To be fair, Pele tied with the Nazis. Tony.
He was part of the group.
He tied. The game finished 4-4.
Yeah, but they beat their spirit.
They beat their spirit.
Mm.
The true winner was friendship.
It
was the turning point of the war.
Yeah. Talk about best game ever. I mean, now here going, heroic comeback from like 4-1 down by like the ragtag band of underdogs. The injured guy coming off the bench to score a fucking overhead kick equalizer. The random goalie who has no fucking clue what he's doing, saving a penalty. Holy shit, done everything.
It has been months since we've had a show that has turned its attention to this movie's classic film.
It's not a movie. It's a documentary.
Sorry,
Mhm.
sorry, I forgot this dramatization of real world
Found
events.
footage.
Should have known.
Found-
Should have known.
But it should have known. Of all shows, this would be the one, of course, in which this happens. All right. Final thoughts on the tournament as a whole, whatever those thoughts are. Let's hear them.
Entertaining football.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think we're all going to probably say the same thing. Entertaining football, can't look past all the other stuff.
Except for that we did because we watched all the matches.
Well, no, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying, but it doesn't
It doesn't erase it.
It'll never, despite some really great matches,
So
it'll be there. There's an asterisk for me personally. This World Cup, it'll never live in my memory as one I feel fondly about, as I have other ones.
And the beauty of just how the final happened is that, yeah, they basically went out of their way to make sure that we could never forget about all of that by the whole, dressing Messi up in the, presumably some kind of important ceremonial robe or luxurious, what have you. I don't know any cultural attachment to that garment, but yeah, dressing him up like that for the trophy reveal and everything, freaking guarantees there's no getting away from the fact that Qatar was just freaking all over this, weren't they? So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say much different than that. I feel that the enduring images were kind of the insult to injury stuff that was kind of after matches, like not so much is like seeing the shit that came out on Fox Sports. That was one cringy thing after another, and it's
I hope this erases Fox Sports and Alexi Lawless, and this is one of the only times I'll ever actually say his name from
I know,
football
but
pantheon forever.
But like,
make it go away.
I was willing to not resign, but and not even excuse. It's like ignore all of the bullshit and atrocities and just ugliness, because the football was actually really fucking good. But then I couldn't forget it, because then something real cringy where it looked like they were just like the ball fondling of Qatar post match was just so abundant at times. And it's like, did every country have this shit? Like, I imagine they didn't, but like talking to this cultural person and this minister and this guy, it's like, oh, just fuck right off. We know it's an ad for your stupid little oil state. You don't have to keep driving it in how amazing it is, because we all know you're full of shit. So if you guys can just fuck right off and just talk about football, that would be great. Like seeing pundits dressed in the national dress, which is, I get it, sure, but it's like, it's just pandering. It just felt like pandering and advertising. It's like, no joke you're going to tell, no celebrity you're going to get, no impassioned plea is it going to resonate enough for me to forget this. Putting fucking 8 stadiums around a city slightly smaller than the size of Toronto and having a World Cup there, and like, just holy shit. Like, just thank God the football was good, because if it was bad, it would have made the whole thing an absolute shit stain, which might have been good for the future, because it would have meant we wouldn't be giving into, hopefully the next time we give into a despot or an oil country, it would be like, oh, remember that fucking thing that happened in Qatar? Do we want another PR nightmare? But unfortunately, it was really good.
It's interesting to think, wonder what their takeaway is, considering, a big part of it was to, I assume, introduce Qatar to more eyes and hopefully, from their point of view, tourism and things like that. I wonder, not that they'd have any metric of it, but I guess as years come up, but like if it was successful in that way. I know there's the other side of it, people talk about sports washing and stuff like that. There's definitely, that part of it, but I wonder if any of that was actually successful, because maybe we're taking a very Western view of it because we see, our media is all with that, frame, but I don't see from trying to be as neutral as possible, seeing that hosting the World Cup was necessarily a successful thing of changing Qatar's image in the world scene. Or like, I think more people hadn't even thought about Qatar before, and now maybe more of a lens is on it for the things they didn't necessarily want it to be.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, as a geography nerd, I was always weirdly fascinated how this little country exist. And now that I know, I wish I'd never knew. Like, like that. I mean, it all will still would have happened, but the what's the word? I guess the ignorance is bliss thing probably would have made the World Cup a little more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said,
I think more people probably had a more ambivalent view of Qatar beforehand, like, because just, it's not a place that is in your face all that much before this.
True. Duncan, I know we might be relapping ourselves here, but anything you want to add to that?
Not really. I mean, what you're saying there, it makes sense. I mean, and what are really the impressions about Qatar that you got from this? I mean, I feel like most of the things that I saw, it was a lot of people kind of like reporting on, oh, yeah, you're not allowed to be doing this, so you're not allowed to be doing that. Or anybody that's making any kind of, sort of gesture towards like inclusivity, LGBT stuff, what have you, is just like getting really kind of stamped down on. It's just like, okay, so you in no way are putting forward the idea of, oh yes, this is a place that I'd like to go to, or this really changed my impression of Qatar. As much as like, you have this kind of very controlled, sort of religious focused sort of country that I didn't really want to go to, and still very much don't want to go to. So, a good job on all the money you spent on this.
Come to shitty Dubai.
Yeah, there you go. The one thing, just to circle back to the robe thing, it was obviously it was awkward. And Messi took it with good grace. It was meant as an honor. Like it's a big deal to wear those. They're worn only on like really important occasions. They're given to royalty. Basically, like it was meant to be a very you are soccer royalty kind of thing. As awkward as it. And that was the point of it. It wasn't, I'm gonna give them that. You know what I mean? Like, and at least and changed anyway into their bits, but
it's just making it all about Qatar. That's not a tradition in Argentina, or it's all very much. All right, this is very much a Qatari thing.
Isn't it a little akin to the people who proposed to their spouse after they just finished a marathon?
Pretty much.
Yeah, this is all about me.
Well, I mean, sure, that's that. Yes, but out of all the things I'm gonna like be upset about from this tournament from a Qatar point of view, that's not one of them.
No, it's not. I don't think it's worth great upset. Like hopefully it was from a benevolent, gesture, but who knows?
Anyway, for me, for this tournament, obviously Canada, regardless of performance, I'm never going to forget that last year and a half, the qualification, getting to the tournament, some of the stupid drama around Canada at the tournament, so stupid. But then again, sports media drama usually is. And yeah, like so many memorable matches. While again, yes, absolutely, sort of thinking about how they got the games, how they got the tournament, the ongoing corruption in FIFA again, which is something that we've talked about for several years. And, the last several World Cups, it just becomes more and more obvious. And this World Cup is such an embodiment of the corruption within the soccer world.
Hey, but without that corruption, Salt Bay wouldn't have got to tour the field and hold the trophy.
That was so fucking weird. Fuck that guy who's overpriced steak.
There's an actual rule on FIFA's like rules about holding the World Cup trophy, and that should only be people of like importance to the sport and former winners.
Really? Actually, that doesn't surprise me at all. I don't know why I say it like that. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Not that FIFA's rules mean, jack shit, but yeah.
Yeah, only to them.
That's just even funnier. But I only saw the clip of like him on somebody posted on Twitter.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, him walking on the field and he's trying to get Messi's attention. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, but so you are internet famous and you are literally trying to get a hold of fucking Lionel Messi.
Yeah, but there's a lot more footage now of him like literally walking around the field holding the cup, like taking it out of the hands of Argentines with their families, like Argentine players, like for his moment, doing his stupid little salt shtick with it and all that. Like, wow.
I do feel that on a similar kind of vein, fucking Emmanuel Macron.
I was just gonna say
Mbappe.
Oh
Mbappe
my God.
didn't give a shit. It's just like, so this has just happened. I've scored 3 goals, but we've lost anyway. I'm kind of crushed. But now there's this fucking old guy that I couldn't give a shit about who's going to come and talk to him. He's the president.
So leave me alone
for the next 30 fucking seconds.
I mean,
whatever.
When I'm despondent, the one person that can only console me is my head of state. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was so cringe. And I was so happy to see everybody on social media being like, yeah, fuck you. Leave him alone.
I mean,
you go Mbappe. Like,
isn't it kind of akin to proposing to your spouse after you run a marathon?
Proposing to your teacher after a marathon, I think.
Nice.
Because he married old. Which is fine. It's the hilariousness that it was his teacher. Yeah, so that was
French Van Halen.
There's so many cringy things now that we're going over this. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty cringy.
To move away from cringe,
Thank you.
The goalie with the trophy. Magnificent.
The shot, that photo with the
God.
With the Qatari dignitary looking at him like, what the fuck? And like
I really do feel like that's going to be the picture. That's going to be the image that everyone remembers from this World Cup. Not Messi kissing the trophy and looking at it lovingly or anything like that. No. It's going to be Martinez fucking his trophy, his Golden Glove trophy.
The fact that it's a big outstretched hand too.
I know.
Honestly, like if I could think of a more subtler but more perfect disrespect to Qatar, that's pretty good. That's really good because no players ever grabbed one of the trophies and stroked it like it was a knob in fucking South Africa. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he wasn't being political there. He was just being himself.
I know, but like nobody. It's not like they took the golden boot and tried to stick it up somebody's ass in front of Putin. It was fucking the hand outstretched. So good. That guy in the background. I love that.
Little debate here about this because I feel like you kind of interpret it that way as if he's like pretending that the trophy is his cock. Whereas I feel like Kristin was suggesting it looks as if he's trying to fuck the trophy.
Yeah, that's basically what I thought he was doing.
What exactly? I interpreted it the same as Mark, as if he's like, hey, look at my big giant fucking cock right here,
which has got 5 smaller cocks at the end of it.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah.
Oh, I don't even know anymore. All right. Are there any other final thoughts, or is
we want to know what got in your head, Kristin. It's more important. Why you thought he was fucking a forearm?
Yeah, that's not okay. Wait. Before Kristin answers, just quick poll: have you guys ever thought of having sex with an arm? I have not.
We don't know what the base of that trophy looks like. I've seen some sex toys that they have for you guys to fuck. I don't know. Like there's flashlights for Christ's sakes. You all fuck flashlights.
Yeah, but they don't have a hand at the end of it. No, I don't.
Yes, the ones with a hand at the end are supposed to do other things.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a couple's toy. I don't know.
Well, then he's using it wrong.
If we had enough.
Let's move on from this because we're soon going to talk about the Vanny 3000 and I don't want to talk about that again.
I know we stopped getting payments long ago.
Exactly. All right, well, it's time we got some things to talk about. So what we're talking about, and since we sort of ended on a musical note, let's cue up shares if I could turn back time because official Toronto FC fans, welcome back Victor Vazquez into your bosoms.
Wow.
And he's dressed like Cher in that video?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That is a sexy kit that's coming up. Woo. Who designed that one? Who had him designing this year's kit? If that's what they went with.
Another Sideways kit. 8. What is happening?
Yeah.
Oh God! Enough with the black kits.
Anyway, Jesus Christ. So Victor Vazquez.
Why haven't there been any sort of like transparent kits yet?
Yeah.
Why has that not been a thing at all?
A nice right said Fred vest.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Nice and sheer.
Mesh kits.
Yeah,
there
breathable.
we go.
Yeah. You could show off your tattoos.
Yeah.
just
stitch the number and badge in black on top of it. Oh, that's hot shit.
Actually, yeah, perfect. I'm surprised that there isn't a league in the world that has done that. Intriguing. Anyway, Victor Vazquez, as we were, a little curious last week whether or not it was not happening suddenly or just the Jonathan Osorio hype train took over. He's back, babies. Thoughts? No, we're not surprised by this, are we? No, we're not surprised.
Yeah.
Not
like
really.
We said before, it could be a good plan B as long as he's on the bench and having trouble breaking down some sort of defensive team that's just here to play for a 0-0. You need a little something. Yeah, give him a go. Why not?
So when he starts against Inter Miami on day one,
yeah. But yeah, Victor Vazquez, sure.
Why not? I don't know. I want to be excited. I do. I want to be Victor Vazquez, because we loved him, right? I remember being at the presser, when Bezbatchenko, was announcing that this was happening. He's the key that's going to unlock the midfield, and he was, and it was such a joy to watch him, and all those things. But now they've signed him through the good business in terms of contract length.
Barcelona.
Oh my God, we get to bust that out again. Yes. Forget any misgivings. We get to do that all season. Huzzah. Forget it. I'm sold. I'm sorted. That's excellent. Good. We can just do, Faulty Towers clips the whole time. Be great.
Okay. I think we did mention this last week, but I hope he brings more value than just simply performance on the pitch. If he can impart 10% of his midfield knowledge to any kid that's coming up, they will be way better midfielders because of it. I hope. I'm glad to see him back. I kind of feel like even just for I don't want to say giving somebody their flowers, but a victory lap. He just seemingly just poofed out of the roster in a second. It's as soon as the contract was over, he just went super quick. So even if it was just to come back and for a wave and a round of applause, I'm actually okay with that. If that's all it ends up being, whether it gets injured or something or never gets on the pitch for talent reasons, not that he's not good, that he just never gets a chance. But this is good. I'm happy.
So you're saying that this is going to be like when TFC signed Dero in 2018 is it 2014, 2015? When was he here?
2015.
Fun idea, but nothing really came of it at all.
I think that's the reality part of this. Like that's the worst case scenario, is that it becomes, Dero redo, like which just, we've seen this song before. We bring a former player back that everybody liked except Duncan, and then actually you did like the Vazquez, so it doesn't really apply. But like,
yes, yeah.
but you know what I mean though, right? Like we bring him back and it's like, oh yeah, now I remember why you left. You were probably on the downside of this thing you had of talent, and now you're back holding a spot. Look, if he just runs up on the stage to pick up the V Cup, I'm okay with that too. But yeah, like I think that's the worst case scenario. I hope it's not as glaringly obvious if it's past his best before date.
If Aguero can be the new John Terry, then Victor Vazquez can be the new Dero.
Fair.
Yeah.
Did Aguero get into any official pictures and everything?
Oh fuck yeah! Yeah. He was on. Yeah, he was there. He was on the field. He was holding the trophy. Oh yeah. It's hilarious.
No, but he wasn't like on the fucking stand when the actual trophy was being lifted and everything, was it?
Not right away. No, he was. But once they had it, he was there. Like he was on the
once
field somewhere.
You're taking it down to the pitch amongst the family and all that sort of thing. Sure. Which is one thing, because obviously we did a lot of time before they got there and everyone's kids were around. So I was like, oh, fuck, are they going to do the thing where they bring the kids into the photo? But they didn't, so that's good.
Yeah, fuck you kids.
Yeah. Yeah. But so, if he wants to hang around, I'd rather have Sergio Aguero. He's got more right to be there than the Salt guy.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I'd actually blocked that from my brain until you guys brought that up.
I was hoping it wasn't real.
I know. Oh, fuck. This fucking world, man. Anyway, so Victor Vazquez is back, which has the potential to be a good thing if done properly, as long as he's not out there starting every week, because dear gods. Can you?
No, you're right. Honestly, I feel like if he's like starting the first 6 games, like, oh shit, this is gonna fall apart. Oh no,
this is gonna fall apart so bad. We're gonna watch him physically fall apart on the pitch. I'm just picturing Vazquez like crawling off the pitch, like he's just broken. Like, oh man. But the other thing that has been rumored for quite some time now, as he'd been obviously being wined and dined by MLSE here in Toronto, is the signing of Matt Hedges. Made official yesterday. 2-year contract with options through. So this is interesting. It's a 2-year contract with 2 years worth of options, which is intriguing. Not just a single year. So it's options through 2026, not through 2025. So depending on how.
For him or for TFC? I presume for TFC.
Yeah, I'm presuming. Yeah, signed to a 2-year contract with options through 2026. I just find that's interesting that it's unless that's a typo. Anyway, again, this has the potential, and they're using TAM, so he's obviously getting paid. This has the potential to be a very good thing, or at least a good thing. He is, as we've discussed, he's a very talented defender. He's MLS. He's what we ask for. He just might be a shade too old. And that's, I think, the concern is is he still, physically fit enough of able enough to be Drew Moore 2.0? Because he's a couple years older than Drew was when he signed with Toronto. Now Drew has been was in the league for 1,000 years. So who knows? Drew Moore was always old. But he's big, tall guy. We haven't had a super tall defender, I feel like, for a while, which is nice. Again, veteran. His interviews, he's talked about being a leader in the locker room.
Omar Gonzalez, he was a giant.
That's true. Broken giant.
So yeah, hopefully the guy's new Drew Moore and not new Omar Gonzalez. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend I've seen Dallas play a lot recently, but he got into 28 games last year, so that's suggesting he's not completely washed up. So let's hope.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this checks that box of the whole veteran presence in the back four, which is great. That's exactly what I openly wished for. You know, that's so it's kind of like it's my fault if this doesn't work. I think that's what I'm trying to say. If this all falls apart, This is all me. I'm sorry, but I meant well, and I was just looking out for you all. So
we appreciate that, Mark. It was really good of you.
Look,
It's been worth a shot, Mark. It was worth a shot.
Thank you. I'm just. It's because I care, and I want us all to be happy. That's all.
There. Yay,
That's what the holidays are all about.
Yes.
As we discussed before we start recording, there's a rumor about a new Norwegian possibly coming to town. What's his name again?
Oh God! We I didn't play it like 58 times, and now
Ole Sutter. Was it Sutter?
Ole the Hammer Sutter or something
Ole
like that.
Hammerfjellsutter.
Yeah.
Fun fact, if you put his name into Google Translate, because this is what we were doing because we wanted to figure out what the pronunciation was, and we've already forgotten it. What I didn't tell you guys is that it actually fills out the English, and it translates to seater or seated. So only seats.
Loves the sitter.
Loves the sitter. My God, and the bench.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. But if he ends up on the bench, it's like, but they put it on the back of his shirt. Like it's just right there. It's a Norwegian to confuse us.
No, I think in that Sato, I mean, it's for Hammer, their Valentine. Ole the Hammer Valentine.
Nice.
Now we just need a British beefcake.
Or honky tonk.
Yep.
Did he team with the honky tonk? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. After beefcake left.
Became the barber.
Yeah, and that was like Rhythm and Blues was
Thank you.
That's
Keith
right.
and Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Greg Valentine dyed his hair black, remember?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right.
Elvis impersonators work. Yeah. That's
That's all for this week's show.
Yeah.
there we
You
go.
can follow.
But yeah, hopefully, his middle name, the hammery bit, does get sort of emphasized and played up on.
Or he just ends up in Forge. So either way, I think there's a win to be had somewhere around here.
Oh, imagine Gareth Wheeler. Ole the Hammer drops the hammer in the hammer.
I need you to know, Duncan, I don't imagine. I do not imagine Gareth Wheeler ever, except in silence. But I appreciate it. And is it PTSD if you're guessing what the cringe feels like in the future? Because that's pre-traumatic stress disorder. Is that the new PTSD?
Yeah, pre-TSD.
Oh my God. Oh God, it feels awful. Why did you do that? Let's talk about Salt Bay again. Oh,
Ole Sutter. Oh baby.
oh no. Oh, fucking just
What have I done?
Please eject me from this world.
I leave for 2 minutes. Okay, moving on from whatever that was.
Oh, you don't. You'll listen to it.
Oh no, I know I'll listen to it and I'll worry about it then. But for now,
Ow.
I'm going to pretend in blissful ignorance.
Fair.
Moving on. All right. Let's talk about a really exciting thing that we mentioned last week was happening, and that was the PFA vote by the KNPL players. It took place over the course of 5 days, and results were announced today, and they fucking did it.
Incredible.
Done deal.
Incredible.
The Professional Footballers Association of Canada is now the the official, voluntarily recognized union and bargaining voice of the CanPL players. This is amazing. Like, I got, it was funny, before it even happened on Twitter, I got an email actually from CanPL. They announced it like right away. I think I was in the kitchen getting coffee or something, and
Did you spit it out comically?
No, but I literally I looked at my phone and I literally like cheered and clapped. I had like a little like celebratory moment. I was so excited. I was like, if anyone was watching me, they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
If you comically spit out coffee, it almost sounds like PFA.
Good call.
Anyway, this is so incredibly important and so incredibly exciting. I'm so happy. Just so many, several years of really hard work by a lot of people in the background, players and organizers and, fans and stuff for continuing to talk about it, for continuing to harass the league. Whenever there was a YouTube live stream of something in the comments, on Twitter, I'm assuming in letters, I don't know, or in emails, doesn't matter. Players for wearing the shirts, the very vocal current and former players, everybody that's been part of this, like, congratulations for all of your fucking hard work, because this is amazing and it will make such a difference in the players, the current players, future players, in the validity of the league. This is now a professional league because the players have representation, like pretty much every other league around the world. Anyways, it's awesome. Sorry, I'm so excited about this. Like, I'm very, very, very happy.
Yeah,
someone else enthused.
No, you have. I'm also maybe not as enthused, but I'm genuinely fucking happy. I mean, I feel like in such a short amount of time, the players have been taken advantage of on a few levels, bubbles and COVID and pay cuts. Those are exactly the reasons why you have a union. And that's not to say that a union wouldn't have prevented those things from happening, but at least it wouldn't have been imposed upon them without their input, which is what really the problem actually was. I feel like any reasonable person would be understanding. It's like, well, you're not only going to play half a season, so you should only get paid half your wages, but you should also have communicated that well in advance as soon as you thought that was a thing. So now that they have an official seat at that table collectively, this is incredible. This is always going to be good for the league. It's going to be better for the players, and I hope this is the first of many great steps forward together with the players, with the owners. And fuck you, David Clackers.
Yeah, seriously, fuck you, Clanacan, for being just a fucking dick this whole goddamn time and literally standing in the way. Noonan has been in charge for what?
A week and a half?
3-4 months at the most. And so much change has happened. And you hear rumors, you hear people talking about how much better it is to deal with him, how much easier it is to have an actual conversation about things with him, how much easier it is to work for the league now that he is in charge. So seriously, how hard was this jerk holding back the league? Like, honestly. Ugh. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Tremendous news.
And one of the things to touch on, if you've read the PFA announcement, which was great. So 84% of the current players took part in the vote, which is a great number. That's a huge number. They all voted for the union. Everybody
It was unanimous?
It was unanimous.
Good.
Oh, excellent.
I'm so happy that the widely whispered Forge players couldn't have completely fucked that up. So for everyone else, I mean.
And we sort of assume that most of the abstainers play for Hamilton based on several years of rumor about the team itself and the players not supporting the union, which is really unfortunate considering the city they play in.
Yeah.
You know, that's the killer of all of that. And again, I don't have a piece of paper in front of me saying that we, the players of the Hamilton Forge, do not support the union, but that's the rumor.
Yeah.
And that's been whispered to us for at least 2 years now, and from various sources all over the place. But
the one thing that I actually was thinking about the other day, and the idea that and I don't know how much this will affect one another, but what if the reason why Hamilton players are not in favor of the union is because if there was a union, then they would have to disclose exactly how much they are grotesquely overpaying the cap, and all of their little ways of creative accounting would be sought out, and they would get all wage reductions because you can't have that many fucking good players on $750,000 salary cap. So I was wondering if it was kind of like slaying the golden goose for them. So
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if they're tied in, but it would make sense.
Mm-hmm. I can't really see any reason why they wouldn't want it other than that concept of, yeah, we've actually got a pretty good year and we're winning all the trophies. So, yeah, we want to keep that going.
And here I thought it was going to be Bobby leaving as what causes the collapse. Turns out it's them joining a union. I'm so okay with it. That's the case. Honestly, that's funny. Sorry. You were saying.
What was she saying?
I remember who was saying. Was I saying?
I don't know. I feel like an interjection over you,
anyway,
Duncan.
Good news. Yeah, no, not really. I don't have a lot new to say to this, but it's very good news, and for Hamilton, if you're trying to hold this back, don't know what that's all about, but probably what you were saying there. But see what happens with negotiations and what have you from here, and hopefully onwards and upwards, and it's just generally a better place for Canadian players to get in there and be building their careers from.
Dare to dream.
So before we move on, just want to say like a sincere and heartfelt thank you to Marcel Dion and Issy Nakajima-Farron for starting this union, for looking around at the league and realizing that this was not being done in a professional manner and that players were being taken advantage of and not being taken care of. Thank you to Dan Crook for carrying this torch all the way along and constantly fighting for it. Thank you to all the players that have been involved, the current player reps, people who are on the executive, anyone who's been involved in this who just didn't stop. Really, really like tremendous work, you guys, to make this happen and to not give up the fight. So thank you so very much. And can't wait to see what this does to make the league just that much better in this year and the years to come. So congratulations. Tremendous news. All right. Time to move on to what's coming up. And you're like, but Kristin, it's the off season. The World Cup is over. The fuck is there left to talk about? Lots. Not really. 2 things. 3 things.
3 things. Probably a 4th.
There's actually like 5 things, but
oh my God, why?
Okay, one very quick thing, like she says, knowing our show. We haven't talked about the women's national team, the XNT, that much lately because they haven't been doing as much recently. However, we do love to talk about the used car tournament, the Arthur Clark Cup. That was delightful. And we got to watch them on random pitches and pay attention to the traffic behind them and stuff, which was hilarious. They're not going into that this year. No. I know. Too. They're back in the She Believes Cup, one of the worst named tournaments ever.
I don't believe it.
Seriously, I want to believe, but so yes, in February, I think 16th, 19th, and the 22nd, 23rd. I don't remember who their opponents are, but yes, they will be playing in North America. It's a high profile tournament. They get to play the States, which is always a big deal. So it'll draw eyes, likely be very easy to get broadcast. So in that sense, very good for visibility. Probably good in terms of level of opponents heading into the World Cup this summer. So anyway, we'll talk about it more in the new year, the closer we get to the tournament, but just wanted to throw that out there. MLS, which, as you know, is still a thing, and we still talk about it because
Somehow.
The SuperDraft, so super, is tomorrow, day after recording. And we're not really going to spend hardly any time talking about it. But the thing that I did want to mention is that there's a fair number of Canadians in the SuperDraft this year. 19 compared to 9 from last year, which is great. It's always nice to see good, strong Canadian representation on a pathway to potentially a pro soccer career. If not in the CanPL, then MLS just, those are decent starting places. If you want to learn more about these players, Northern Tribune, which does a great job talking about Canadian soccer, especially young Canadian soccer in depth. They have a great article about it. Yes, the draft will already have happened, but still a good place to go back and read about this. The draft is by and large sort of losing its cachet within MLS as more teams get academies. And then there's MLS Next Pro. So maybe this is like the feeder for that. But like, I don't know. I don't know. I know we're a little more older and jaded now. And we used to write about this stuff and follow it breathlessly. And we just don't do that anymore.
No.
I think we just looked for funny names.
Well, that's why I sent you the eligible players list. I did that on purpose so that you would have the names. So give me your name, boys. This is all I care about.
Finn Ballard
what?
Finn Ballard McBride.
Oh
Wow,
my.
That's a very, very American name.
That's such an American name.
Liam Butts, everybody. Liam Butts is a forward from Penn State. Liam Butts. Guys,
get your butts up off the bench.
you
and
can
into
have
the
a
pitch.
shirt with the fucking name Butts on the
Butts.
back.
I like
Big Butts.
I see he's a forward. Please
Oh
let
God,
him be
I hope he's
big, burly
6'5".
center forward. Yeah.
I hope he's 6'5". I hope he's a giant.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the strike force of butts and tits? I mean, it would be incredible.
That shit sells, man.
Mm.
I just want to say my favorite is Rodrigo Almeida, but I also hate Rodrigo Almeida.
Go on.
There's 2 fucking players with the exact same name. One's a midfielder from Pittsburgh. One's a forward from Niagara.
Mm.
Rodrigo Almeida. 2 players, or it's the same guy and he's going back and forth.
Oh yeah, he's just like
that drive
he's
is
like,
not impossible. That drive is not impossible. It's unlikely. And if he does online courses, he could pull this shit off. My God, he would have 2 degrees. It would be incredible. But yeah, that Liam Butts, everybody, come on.
Yep.
Yeah, I think once I got to Liam Butts, I'm not going to beat that, but I've been Oh, Daniel Wu, please. No, like WU as in Tang Clan.
Nice.
Defender
I
from
missed
Georgetown.
that.
Yep. Oh, I'm putting this on the list. I'm making a list of future name sets I need to get on the back of shirts.
One for all you sort of Spurs fans of a certain vintage. Nico Klassen.
Really? I missed that.
He's not quite spelt the name. 25-year-old from the University of NLV. But yeah, Nico Klassen. I don't know if Hute and Galvin and all the rest from the song are in there or not, but
Griffin de Bolt.
Yes. That's a great one.
He's the new Joey Dessert.
Well, and then there's Thomas DeVizio right after him, pretty much. But there was something. What Dollenmeyer? I'm just trying to figure this name out. Dollenmeyer.
I'm liking the name Buster Stjoberg.
Oh, that's good.
It sounds like it's slang for something, but I don't know. Also, terrible parents. You named your child Buster. That has to be a nickname. Fuck.
Camden Holbrook. It sounds like a fucking suburb.
That is so fucking SuperDraft.
Like, I can't even with this name, Camden Holbrook. Like he's like straight out of the country club. If he's not, I'm actually going to be disappointed. I think. Let's find out.
What about Cam McQuatt? That's McQuatt.
That's good.
Cam McQuatt.
I mean, there's a Roman Knox, which actually sounds like a wrestler. That's a fucking good name.
That's a great one too.
Hunter George, not George Hunter. It's Hunter George.
No,
Hunter. Fuck off.
Oh, that's fantastic. I've gotten into many arguments with my wife over giving your kids first names that are last names. So it's like, no, Cooper's not the name of a fucking human. That's the first name. That's a last name or a dog.
Good old Sal Mazzaferro.
Salvatore. That's just gonna sound like fun to say if you were doing play.
For those of you who like to
see the whole name.
For those who like to mix holidays, there's a Valentine Noel.
No, there isn't.
No, really?
That's amazing.
Why do people do this to their children? Don't understand.
Oh, that's phenomenal. That Logan Frost. That also sounds like a comic book character.
So festive.
Yeah, it's just there's some. I mean, if
Pex.
nothing else,
Johannes Pex.
Oh, that guy's built.
PEX. But
let's get him on the pitch with butts and.
Oh my God, butts and pecs. I will show up. Like as soon as the gate opens to get that poster of them back to back, 80s action film.
There's a midfielder, but also what you call something when TFC's captain goes to a fertility clinic.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Sample.
Oh. Oh man, yeah, this is. This list never
fails to provide.
Never always delivers. It always delivers. I mean,
Chris Shakes,
Nick Stone.
Oh yeah,
we've got Charlie Sharp. We've got Chris Shakes, Robert Screen. The S's are really given. Henry Sack.
Come on, last on the list though, Xavier Zengu.
What? I haven't even got to
what?
That's a lot of fun.
But not buts. One of the most important, sort of high profile, but everyone's gonna be watching players on this list. Joe Van de Sar. Yes, it's his son.
What is
that Van de Sar? It's his son.
For reals?
Yeah, for reals.
Okay, well that's disqualified because I'm looking for funny names.
And he's a goalkeeper, of course.
Natch.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I know.
Poor man's Casper Schmeichel.
I know.
If he's in the SuperDraft, you can bet on it. Sorry, Joe. I'm sure you're lovely.
I'll just finish off with one last one though, from University of New Hampshire, Johann von Knebel, or von Kniebel, evil von Kniebel.
Man, oh yeah.
Oh man, but then right above him is Gino Vivi. Fuck this! I gotta shut this down. We'll be here all night.
Do you think
right?
Do you think Vivi wears
Wittenbrink?
Do you think Vivi wears 44?
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's good. That's very good. Delightful stuff.
You know what? This is the only part of the super draft I like. And it's this
I know.
And I hope other people, I hope listeners get as much enjoyment out of hearing us handpick the team. I mean, honestly, I don't know why we haven't got. I realize that this list probably came out super late, but like starting 11 would, like, we would, like, it'd have to be a starting 22 because we'd come up with so many fucking names.
Oh yeah.
There's a midfielder from San Diego, Mason Tunbridge. That guy's a town in England.
Oh, that's tremendous.
Yo, there's a defender named Robert Screen.
Yes, I know. I saw that.
Defender.
The S's are giving so hard.
Holy fuck. This is honestly, guys. I don't know how bored you are, but feel free to go. We obviously missed one or two. Hit us up on the Twitter, if only to make us howl, because we definitely missed some.
So
but
good.
I am still a favorite of favoring the two Rodrigo Almeidas.
There can be only one.
There can only be only one. Absolutely. They will fight on stage.
Exactly. That's what the super draft needs, more cage matches.
Oh, 100%.
Although it is a chance for a club to get up there and say their draft pick and just put an S at the end and get both of them.
There's nothing in the rule book that says. I do love. I'm just looking at.
All right, so
Seattle forward Habib Barry. I'm sure the questions are very easily answered, but those are two names I would never expect to see side by side without hyphens.
Yep. In either order.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't expect a Habib Barry or Barry Habib.
Truth, 100%. Okay, I'm done. I'm closing this tab as well. Liam Butts, everybody.
Oh, so good. All right. One of the things I forgot, but is that MLS released the schedule today.
Hey.
Yay. So let's talk about that for a minute. So the main things to discuss are TFC's home opener, TFC's first match, the fact that no one's going to get to see Messi play this year. So we're not making bank off those tickets.
No.
Or the fact that no TFC home game is not at 7:30 at night.
Did they announce the? I didn't even look. They announced the times too.
I wish they put the
they
days of
did
the
too.
week. Honestly, I would have appreciated the days of the week.
That's wow.
But anyway, holy
all
crap.
night games, even in the
there's hope.
Even
Kristin,
during
there's hope. The last game is TBD. That could be anything.
Excellent.
They're every single game is a night game.
Yeah,
including the road ones. It looks like.
Enjoy.
That can't be right.
Enjoy winter.
Is this because? Oh wait, I was going to say the first fucking couple matches is gonna suck. Is this?
Yeah, they really
because
thought this one all the way
of
through again.
The Apple thing.
You can watch all the games of MLS on the Apple thing. Yeah,
but is that why?
It's called an iThing.
It's the Apple TV app on whatever. I don't know. I don't use Apple products. I'm confused. I don't even know how it's working as a season seat holder yet. They haven't told us. I don't know how I'm watching these games. The ones that aren't the one a week from TSN, which is still somehow retaining some rights.
Well,
Good job, TSN.
I didn't even realize it till long after that. Even if you have Apple TV Plus, you still don't get the whole thing. You get like just a few here and there. You have to MLS is going to be a separate subscription. So yeah,
you get all the games that aren't Canadian on the Apple service.
I don't know if you get all of them though without a subscription, like a separate subscription.
I thought it was coming with season tickets.
The MLS season pass.
I mean for people who aren't season ticket holders, like.
The 2023 season will also see the debut of MLS Season Pass, the unprecedented subscription service from Apple and Major League Soccer that will have every match of the MLS regular season, the MLS Cup playoffs, the Leagues Cup, all in one place and with no blackouts.
Yeah, that'll
With
be
MLS
popular.
Season Pass, fans can enjoy every MLS match, an average of 13 games every Saturday night because they're all going to be on at the same fucking time from the looks of it. Dun, 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 dun.
I think this is a bad idea for the league.
No, this is a fucking garbage idea.
It's going to be horrible.
I know they got a lot of money, but wow,
I know
people are just not going to buy into this. They've had a hard enough time getting people to watch it on like terrestrial TV.
I know,
or cable. Jesus, like people are. Yes, the diehard fans of the league, sure, will go get it. People are already spending. Most people who are going to be in line to this have already subscribed to one or two other football specific apps. Like, man, it is not a good idea.
It's going to be interesting. Select matches will also be available on TSN and RDS in Canada.
I do not see how this grows the league. Yeah.
No. Anyway, once we I still don't know
about growth. They're doing this.
They're
just cashing in. Just
100%.
Yeah, it's like let's get the money now because, like, if you given how many stadiums have decent crowds, I'm not gonna say great. Some have great, some have good, but almost all of them have decent gates. Okay, at that point, it's like we could spend an exponential amount of money on finding ways to grow the league from a television point of view, or we could just take this bag of money that's been left here by Mr. Apple and just cash out, and we'll figure it out in 3 years when it's time to renegotiate or however bloody long the thing is.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't. MLS is not a league that is really good with growth unless it's adding a 41st and 42nd franchise. Because I don't see how a soccer fan in Knoxville, Tennessee, who has a team in Knoxville that they can support, gives a rat's ass about Nashville.
Yeah. Anyway, beyond all of that, and again, once we have TFC specific details about what that means, if you're a season seat holder or if you're not or whatever, we'll let you know. Because again, they haven't told us yet. So who fucking knows? The schedule. First match, February 25th.
Night game in DC. Because they're all night games. Holy fuck. I can't believe they're all night games. This is crazy. So their first two games are away. They're away to DC. They're away to Atlanta. Home opener, March 11th. Night game.
I don't know if I can go to this as this is a holy day, being 3/11.
Yes, I know. I automatically thought of you.
I'm not sure if it's. I'll have to check with my spiritual leaders.
Your spiritual counselor.
Yeah. They might be down with it. Who knows? Thank you. 3/11 jokes. For the other person who isn't Kristin who got that joke, thank you.
Anyways, the home opener is against Columbus. 7:30 at night. The next match, and this is the match that I was sort of like jokingly referring to, but seriously referring to, is Miami here. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that it is widely rumored, almost confirmed, that Lionel Messi is joining Miami Vice at some point in time this season. If that is still true, it's not going to be at the beginning of the season, which sucks for those of us that were going to be mercenary bastards and sell the fuck out of our tickets, make some goddamn money. So I'm disappointed by the scheduling decision. And yes, I say this as somebody who is a fan of Messi, and yes, would love to see him play in front of me. However, that's a lot of money. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. You can come for me if you want. I don't care. Anyway,
being a
so
real supporter.
I know, right? So Miami's going to be here March 18th.
Yeah. Are you selling your tickets for that match, Tony?
Is it raining that day?
I guarantee I'm not going to be selling
I was
my
going to say, what
ticket.
about you, Duncan? Are you going to sell yours?
Yep, I will not be selling a ticket to any of the games this year. Oh,
Wow.
Ultra.
real fat.
That's why we have you on this podcast, Duncan.
I refuse to take part in this black market shenaniganism.
Yes.
Anaganism. I don't even know that. That sounds awesome. That's good.
There is, of course, a Montreal match during the X.
Have they done that again?
Yes.
Fun.
I don't know why they keep doing it, but they've done it again. So there looks like there's 2 X matches this year. At least it's not 3. Montreal on the 20th and Philadelphia.
One of those is a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know which
Philadelphia
one.
on the 30th. I don't know either.
Oh, the 30th is. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Quickly goes to the calendar.
And then there is a month-long break. July 15th.
For the World Cup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Leagues Cup or whatever the hell it is.
Please.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes. Leagues Cup 2023 taking place in the summer across the US and Canada. What? Canada's getting matches? Allegedly. We'll pause the regular season from July 21st until August 19th.
Wow.
Yep.
Is like every single team in MLS playing in this? So I thought like the Leagues Cup was like, they pick
Select
a few
teams, yeah,
and a
by
few
the parent.
Mexican teams. So the other teams just get to like sit about and do fucking nothing for a month?
Yep.
Okay.
They're shutting down the entire league for this. Yeah.
Good choice.
Just like what? Oh my God. St. Louis will be in town in July. Woohoo!
Do any CPL teams get invited into the Leagues Cup? Is it just?
I think it's only 2 leagues.
They're taking leagues. They're just they're the bare minimum definition of leagues for this. So. Oh boy. So 26 matches on Saturdays, 6 on Wednesdays, 1 on a Sunday, and 1 on a Tuesday. The home matches, 13 on Saturdays, 3 on Wednesdays, and 1 on a Sunday, which is probably decision day. Oh, no, I lied. Decision day is a Saturday this year. What?
Sounds decisive.
Saturday? Never a Saturday. I object to all of this.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be some way this will all go sideways and get fucked up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, TV's got to come in and decide, okay, yeah, we want this game to be on a Sunday, or we want this game to be on a Sunday, and what have you. They just don't know exactly which games yet. Yeah, but yeah, it's as if this isn't set in stone.
The other notable thing is that once again, Toronto does not play Zombie Chivas. What the fuck?
Yeah.
How many years is that?
It's like 3 years.
That's for take the league seriously.
Never play one of the biggest teams in the league ever. What the fuck? Oh, MLS. I wish you weren't so stupid sometimes. No, all the time. But honestly. Anyway, the schedule's available everywhere. Have a look at it. Enjoy or don't as you will. But March 11th, home opener. Everyone managed to survive during the Canada qualification matches. You can survive during a TFC match if you still care. I don't even know. Because that leads me to the next question is, what will TFC do in what's left of the offseason? Will they actually sign? Will they sign a third DP? Will they wait till the summer window for that? Will they sign a goalkeeper? We're still waiting. What about I don't know, maybe one more central defender, because who knows what's happening with Chris Mavinga? Nobody knows. Yeah, these are
Come back
exciting,
next year and find out.
confusing times.
Pretty much. I don't know. I'm still waiting for the catastrophic head scratch move, which
It's coming.
I mean, if that tweet from the Italian media outlet seems to be true.
Oh God, that's right.
Yeah.
Mark, why don't you tell us all about it?
Okay, so full disclosure, I'm trying to use my memory. Apparently, Crescido is
one of our favorites. We loved him. We were so sad when he retired.
But he didn't.
He did.
Crisco Jr. Is about to go back on his promise of retirement from Serie A, or at least Italian football, to go back to who is it, Genoa?
Yep.
Go back to Genoa to resume his love affair of Italian football and lead them back to the top flight or something to that effect, which would be on brand for TFC offseason. Let's be fair. Let's be perfectly fair. I don't want this to happen, but that is something that would happen to a Toronto FC in an off season. Definitely do not want him to leave. Enjoyed his contribution. Very good. Borderline reckless, which makes him a lot of fun in this team.
He was so good.
So good.
And he scored that goal.
And he scored that goal, which was such a good fucking goal from a defender.
God damn, it was such
Come
a
on,
good goal.
guys.
But to be fair, have you ever heard of Toronto salami?
I mean,
hey, it is called Hogtown, so they're surely
ooh, good one. I was just gonna assume like a dating app joke, but that works too. Yeah. So anyway, this is what's come out, and
Hogtown really should be a Toronto specific dating app.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I kind of feel like half of that would be insulting.
For people with hogs and people who like hogs. And it doesn't do much for the lesbians out there. Agreed.
But what if they like motorcycles, Duncan?
True.
Okay, this thing already has 3 different tabs. This is what I'm hearing. Okay.
This is great. This is one of the best dating apps ever.
Yeah, very, very, very
so inclusive.
Yeah. Some might say exclusive, but it all the same. Toronto salami, Toronto. Yes, this is true.
So he's going. Oh man,
I don't know. I feel like that's what's actually left is the fucking move, and I mean we could arguably say that the Vazquez is the move, but I actually don't think so. I think that's actually a decent move. So there's still head scratcher, which would also qualify would be the lack of the signing of a keeper. Or Seba. Seba would be a bit of. With Seba, it would depend on the contract, honestly.
Very true.
It's like, okay, they got him for like that. Sure, yeah, I'll take a flyer on that. Oh, they paying him that much? Are you kidding? Really? Okay. Anyway,
hear me out.
So, yeah,
TFC draft Van der Sar and start him.
I've said this many times. This team needs more butts. Okay, this team needs a lot more butts. I would put that on the back of a shirt so quickly. Quickly.
Oh my God, the Zazzle store.
So quickly. My God.
Just your butts.
Exactly. This is the whole store. We just wipe the whole store and just be all about butts.
I will stretch goal for the scarf loom. Butt scarves. Okay. Any team he signs for, as long as he gets drafted, I will make it. Everybody in the ultra premium tier will get one of the first 50 hot off the machine. It's not a press. I was gonna say the press. It's not a press. Hot off the loom.
Liam Butts, get behind him.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Before we go, who is asking Santa for what? Now, this can be a personal wish from you guys. You can pick a player, manager. I don't care. just give me a Santa wish of some kind.
Aside from wishing for Liam Butts to sign for Toronto FC or any of the Almeidas, both of them would be. What would you put on the back of the shirt if they had both the same fucking name? This is a question that needs to be solved.
Yeah.
It needs to be solved. Let's draft them both.
This is an all or nothing wish. There's no point in just getting one of them.
No.
You have to have both. You have to have both.
You get them both, or you don't do this at all.
And if somebody else drafts one of them, then before their next go round in the draft, you fucking sign the other one and hold it hostage. Yeah, who are you going to trade us for this?
Yeah, you do the whole Sedin Vancouver Canucks bullshit from how many years ago?
Oh, there you go. Sure. Yeah.
You get both twins. That's how this works. You get us both, or we're not coming. Same deal. Both Almeidas are they're just gonna go. They're gonna go get jobs in the real world. Okay, they're just gonna go get jobs. Other than that, I mean, aside from a spring afternoon game, that's not gonna fucking happen. Not in this league anyway. I don't know. I hope that the kits that come out this year are better than the shit show that were last year. And I know that's wishing for a lot, Santa. But maybe if I've been a good boy and I make my bed and I clean up, maybe you'll give me a reason to spend that kind of money on not a piece of shit shirt. And that's not just for like Toronto, it's for any team. Because I bought last year's away shirt. I liked it. That's my Christmas wish. Nice kits for the league.
That's a nice wish.
Thank you.
Like it.
Mm-hmm.
My wish is in the holiday spirit that Daniel Henry carries around Adrian Heath like Tiny Tim.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm changing mine to Tony's. But I also still want Liam Butts on our team.
But this is it's kind of like a sort of Hodor thing from Game of Thrones. Is that Hodor Neil?
Because I'm just hearing Adrian in the voice that Tony used to do.
God bless us, everyone. There's a fucking monkey. I'll be back.
Oh, fuck.
I needed that one. Thanks.
Duncan?
I will go with, I think Lorenzo Insigne would be asking Santa for tickets back to Italy, because I never got the impression he liked playing for Toronto at all. So, yeah. You know, this whole thing about who's going to be like the crazy off-season, it all went horribly wrong. You know, we never actually know until we actually see them playing, and I'm still not convinced that it's not Insigne.
Okay, it's 2 months away, so Duncan's got some runway with this one. All right.
Molto controversial.
Yeah.
Mine is for the Canadian WNTXNT to win the World Cup, because they've been there so many times and they've got such a strong team and they have a coach. Anyway, I feel like this is a really good opportunity for them to actually have an impactful and successful World Cup. So that is my serious Christmas soccer wish. Less serious is to see Victor Vazquez score some sort of playoff winning goal with his cock again, because, delightful.
Ooh.
And I missed the first one, so.
Can it be set up by Butts?
Absolutely.
Nice.
And with a hockey assist from Tits.
Nice. These are all so good. Mine feels like shit now.
Yours was lovely. What are you talking about?
No.
And pursuant to your interests.
Duncan wished for happiness, for God's sakes. I mean, that's just so pure. That's just like I feel selfish. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I let the team down.
It's okay. We love you. Anyway, basically non-soccer, but could be soccer related thing before we say our farewells, is our sadness and sorrow at the passing of Terry Hall. Legend. Thank you for the music. Thank you for embodying just an entire genre, but in the best way, for just being an awesome person all around. We love you.
May you pick it up wherever you may be.
All right. That is our show for this week. It's our last show for this year. We are going on holiday break, and we will be back in the new year. Yes, we will be back in the new year, Duncan, Tony.
Which new year? There's lots of New Year's ahead.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a good loophole.
When's Canada in the men's World Cup again? Can we be back then?
26. Looking good.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
Recharge my batteries.
I'll pencil you in.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyway, thank you again, as always, for listening, for interacting, for having fun with us, for the great comments, Mr. Fishhead. Year-end shout out. You absolute delight. For everyone that supports us on Patreon, Mark, I know that's your thing. You can do that again. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Wow, what's Mark going to say now?
I do it a second time now. Yeah. Whatever. That's fine. I'll figure it out. I got time.
It's been a really strange year, but a really fun year. So here's to 2023 with more football strangeness and fun. If you have any resolutions, any football resolutions, hit us up. Let us know what those are in the comments, on Twitter, whatever. Super curious if anybody is trying to turn over a new football leaf of any kind or whatever. So do let us know. All right. Join us in the new year at some point when we find out what TFC did at the SuperDraft, what ridiculous moment they decided to do with some signing, what's happening with the national teams, and whatever else MLS decides to do with next year's playoff format. Oh yeah, it's going to be weird. I have been joined by the always awesome Vocal Minority Podcast panel. Do love you guys as much as I want to throw carrots at you sometimes. I still love you. So to be found out there on the Twitters at Duncan D. Fletcher, Mr. Duncan Fletcher.
Hello. If we're doing the whole sort of actually being genuine thing, then yeah, I guess, thanks to sort of Kristin for putting together rundowns and hosting. Thanks to Mark for the sort of editing and everything, and for all of you for two of you for like putting in effort there, which I don't feel like I really do much anymore. Thanks to Tony, whatever effort you're making as well. Yeah.
Well, that turned out well.
Another year over.
All right, on that note, on the tweet machine at Malarkey FC, Mr. Tony Walsh.
Jingle butts.
Yes.
But before I go, I'd just like to thank Duncan.
You're very welcome, Tony.
Oh my God. On the Twitter first, at Kitnerd Mark with a K, not a Q. Mr. Mark Hinkley.
Thank you to Kristin for taking my Patreon bit. Obviously, I had time and I could not come up with something better. But always thank you for everything that you do for the show and keeping us intact, on track, and somehow get us to a finish line. But also, thank you to the Patreon supporters as well. Without you, this is be not so much more difficult, but we feel so much more appreciated. We feel absolutely appreciated that you care enough about our silliness to help us out and throw a couple coins into the tip jar. We continue to appreciate it. like to thank Tony because he does shirts and he puts them on our Zazzle shop.
Good point. Yes. Well done, Tony. Thank you.
Too late, Duncan.
I'm editing that part out so that Duncan feels bad a little. Not much, not just, but and Duncan, thank you just for your efforts. As you see them as minimal, I see them as vital. Thank you very much, all three of you. You guys are my best, some of my bestest of best friends. You're definitely my football family, for sure.
Yeah.
And I forever miss going to games with you
So
lot.
much.
And maybe hopefully somehow in the new year the stars will align and Tony will be available.
And it won't be raining, so Duncan
And it won't be raining. Tony will have like a 4-week heads up advance to a game, and the sun will just stay the fuck out, or at least the moon, because they're all fucking night game, such that you guys
the stars will literally align because we'll be under them.
Yes. I mean, light pollution, you can't tell, but
yeah, that's true.
We'll all be there together
in our suite of 117.
Yeah, the most unprivate box in the entire state. Because we are loud as fuck, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So, all the best to you in your break, in your holiday seasons. May you get plenty of naps, and may you drink a little bit extra wine, because I won't drink the wine, but I hope you have the wine on my behalf.
Mark's gonna have your margaritas. Well, on top of all that, yes, I do really love you guys, and thank you for everything that you do, for being here, and just for being in my world. Aw. As for me, you can find me on the internet. Yes, the entire internet at KZ Knowles. I have been your host, Kristin Knowles. And until next year, Canada, get used to it. And happy Saturnalia, or whatever other holiday you celebrate. I hope you get to spend it with your chosen family, surrounded by laughter and love. And football.
Butts.
Nice. I'm ending it on the nice.
Let's move on. It was a good World Cup. Bring on the
The
non-controversial.
Argentina.
Jesus Christ! Bring on the non-controversial North American World Cup. No, nothing wrong there. No, it's fine. Not corrupt at all.
Yep. No corruption. No unpleasantness. No sort of despotic leaders and oil money or anything like that. No,
my God, Duncan! Nothing like that would ever happen on this continent. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just 100% democracy and
just don't have any freedom.
Treating people right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hope Diana Ross is working on her penalty kick.
I was going to say Celine Dion, but oh.
Yeah, I was going to say we can update that, but yeah, Celine Dion, yeah, that could work.
No, not anymore.
Is she dead?
No, but she's unwell.
Oh.
Apparently she's slowly turning into a statue. It's an actual disease.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay, so Alanis. Let's get
there
Alanis.
We go. Shania Twain.
Yeah, there you go. Shania Twain, yeah.
Shania Twain's more of a Diana Ross level, I think.
Doesn't it have to be three songstresses, one from each nation?
Yes, but I don't know Mexican stars.
Well, how dare you?
I know.
We got 4 years, and we got Spotify.
We got 4 years, and we got Spotify. That's true. That's fair. That's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I think.
Does Salma Hayek sing? Salma Hayek probably sings.
Fuck it. Who doesn't? I don't even care if she sings. She can just do it.
There we go. Perfect. Done. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I can see none of you objecting to that.
Salma Hayek.
Either that or old man bands from the 80s, like Los Lobos, Journey, and Honeymoon Suite.
Sure.
You got a new girl now.
Yes. All right.
I do see Kristin's on mute, so I don't know what was the next question on the rundown.
I don't know. I'm really hoping.
I think it
God
was the
damn
end
it!
of the
I didn't know
show.
I was on mute. I've been
Holy
back for
fuck!
like
Really?
3 fucking minutes. I didn't even notice. Son of a whore.
I just assumed you were on mute because like you were coughing.
No, I got kicked.
Traffic
My
was
internet.
coughing.
No. I got kicked out, and I came back, and I didn't realize it put me automatically on mute.
Oh my god!
Bloody hell.
This is not one of the most technically smooth episodes we've done.
No, it's really not. We're so sorry. During our holiday break, Kristin's going to try and get better internet. That's one of the goals.
I haven't had to do this in a long time, but I'm very close to turning the page for notes. This is crazy.
Holy shit.
So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So
yeah. All right. Let's worry about next year later.
Next year.
Yeah, next year. That's why it's called next year. Fuck it.
I'm thinking the second week of January.
Back into the normality of swing of things.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks off.
When do things actually start happening?
Second week of January.
Tomorrow, before I publish.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, totally. Absolutely.
Like,
something stupid is going to happen. Yeah.
Like I'm off this week. I'm off next week. I'm going to try and get this out tomorrow morning, but you know damn good and well that somebody's already going to have drafted butts and spoil our lovely little
shock move. Lionel Messi to Toronto.
Yeah, nice. Like it's just they'll do the whole
Victor Vazquez is signing, sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Okay, if that happens, we're having an emergency show. So just so you know. But only if that happens.
Only if that happens.
I can't think of anything else that would actually cause us to have an emergency show during our break.
We should, if we do it, the whole thing has to be done like we're half awake.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like it has to be. There has to be a gimmick in the show where it's like, oh
fuck.
All right,
what is going on?
It's 5:45 in the morning. What do you
want?
What's
you
this?
guys will all be asleep and I'll be like, guys.
Yeah, that's the okay. So you want me to talk about what? You sent me the link. Is this the link that you sent? It's timestamp 4:38 a.m. Right? That's
I've had 2 pots of coffee since then.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a contingency plan of a terrible show.
All right,
fantastic. Here for this.